Meh. Uh-oh. Why is my mic acting as input? Hey, NorF, long time no see! What's going on, man? Let me know if my mic sensitivity is too high. So the name of the game today is Bad Game Boy Color Games. Kieran, yes, I'll mention that Game Boy Advance is next once we're finished here. Starting at the top. Oh. Ah ha ha ha. Give me... Oh, geez. Okay. Sorry, I know this is bad radio. Where's my pictures folder? I forgot to alter 3 of the pictures that I needed to. But it won't take long to fix. Just bear with me. So how's everybody doing today? Alright, I got everything. Wait, this is the wrong... Kieran says Game Boy Color was Nintendo's answer to the Game Gear. Yeah, I haven't gotten... Now that I'm officially a Twitch affiliate, I have to stream on YouTube separately. Can't multi-stream because of Twitch's 24-hour exclusivity deal. So, first up, Godzilla, the series, Monster Wars. So, let's have ourselves a fire-breathing dragon. What could we have as a opponent? Sure, why not some robots? Pardon. Let me know if the display is okay too. So, I'm keeping my Streamlabs logged into Twitch now since I have to stream just to Twitch on Twitch. So for YouTube now I'm using OBS. So I haven't worked out all the bells and whistles with OBS just yet. Even the box art looks really stupid. It almost looks like they were trying to copy the, like the '98 movie, which was kind of eh. So let's see, this game suffered from having very limited control. You know, it was like you're trying to have like full control of Godzilla, but the game only gave you partial control. And the combat was very broken. You know, you didn't have like the full moveset that you would expect for a Godzilla game. But the biggest, and I suppose most egregious problem with this game is that they rehashed a lot of aspects of it from the previous Godzilla title that they released. And yet, somehow, managed to make the game a little bit more difficult as well. So people didn't appreciate that. Sure, let's put these bots up here. There we go. You silly robot. Fine. Goodbye, Godzilla. And Kieran says, This game was based on the movie, as I suspected, based on the font on the box art. Directed by Roland Emmerich, who was also famous for Independence Day, which is now owned by Disney because they bought Fox. Next game on the list. Mortal Kombat 4. Alright, so we have ourselves a fighter, so let's get ourselves a menagerie of personalities that can serve as our fighters. Sure, why not? So let's talk about Mortal Kombat 4 on Game Boy Color. Many of the characters from the console versions of the game were omitted. There's fewer moves, very unreliable controls, and there's none of the 3D aspects of the game. The console version of the game had a lot of 3D aspects to it. Now, you wouldn't expect to have full 3D on Game Boy, but they didn't even try to implement... You know, they made it as bare bones graphically as possible that they felt they could get away with.
Oh boy.
So there's very, very little impressive graphically in this title, which is unfortunate, but... Actually, not too many months ago, the Angry Video Game Nerd did a Mortal Kombat ports video where he just talked about the ports of the original game, and the Game Boy version was atrocious. And let's see, yeah. So let's say goodbye to Mortal Kombat 4. Toasty! Alright. There we go. Next game. Men in Black. Oh boy. Where is it? There it is. So, Men in Black. We deal with aliens and... Okay, I'll mention that when we get there. There we go. Gentleman Adventurer doll, and let's have some mutant-looking things to be our aliens. So let's talk about this. The gameplay here is overly simplistic and very boring. There's absolutely no variety. You have like the same weapons through the entire game. Very sluggish controls, and yet very slow pacing. And then poorly drawn graphics and poor artwork. So, whoever, you know, the perception here is that they had very little effort in terms of the graphics and the backgrounds and all that stuff. You gotta remember, for most of these, I'm not giving a personal critique. I'm reading notes that I got off the internet. You know, I'll inject, you know, if I've actually, because I haven't played most of these games, Now, if I have played a certain game, believe me, I'll give you a dissertation on what I think of it if it's bad enough. Here come the men in black. Galaxy Defenders. Calamari, anyone? Next one. Shrek. Fairy Tale Freakdown. Let's see, this was another game that was like a fighter. So let's have some more opponents. Old lady. Sure. What could be our... Oh, well, we have to give tribute to the fact that it has lousy music. 3 minutes. Ugh. Let's talk about this. There was bound to be games about Shrek from the success of the movie. But, this game, it was like a fighter. But it was like a fighter, I guess, where you would, like, chase people around. And the problem was there was a very limited moveset, no variety with the moves, no multiplayer, which some people might excuse for a Game Boy game, since Game Boys usually are just played, you know, for single player, but, you know, some people would have expected there to be a multiplayer mode. And the AI in this game is really stupid and very easy to beat, and it has extremely uninspired background music. That's funny. Oh. Actually, wait a minute. I have to stop using this, because it's not putting the tracks... It's not putting the tracks in Twitch. Or, not Twitch, YouTube. It was fine when, I was streaming it on Twitch, but now I'm just having it on YouTube, so I don't know if they have a YouTube setting for that, because some of the YouTube music wasn't considered YouTube safe, I guess. So, my bad on that. I'll have to look into that and see if there's a way to get that to be compatible on YouTube as well. But for now, let's just finish things up here.
I'm so pretty.
I'm so pretty. So let's see. Blip, blip, blip. Yeah, uninspired music. Here we go. Shreky, ecky, ecky. Donkey! There we go. Next game. Ultimate Paintball. One of these. It's gotta be this one. Let's see. What do we want to use for paint? Multiple colors? Yeah, there we go. Various different... I think this is a funny color, isn't it? We shall see. Ultimate Paintball. So let's... This game has some interesting history. This game was actually built with the graphics and engine of another game called Deer Hunter. So if any of the elements actually feel sort of out of place, that's probably why. And the overall design of the game, whether it's because of the engine and the graphics or not, is extremely poor. And apparently there was a multiplayer mode was advertised, but is not actually present in the game. I don't know who was in charge of that, but they probably got fired. Let's just hurry things up here. Oh, they should have soap powder come out when you turn the box upside down. I wonder if we can actually squish the bug. Doesn't look like it. That's okay. Let's see. Let's show Ultimate Paintball what we think of them. Very nice. Alright, next game. We're up to Robot Wars, Metal Mayhem. Now, we can't have Robot Wars without some robots. Let's see. Ugly graphics. Gotta have that. What else do we want to include? Okay, why not? So let's talk about this. So Karen wants me to note that the producer's credit is misspelled, and it's supposed to be Mentorn Barraclaw Carey, and it's written as Mentron Barraclaw Carey. So they left an R off his name and switched the they mixed up the O and the R in his name, which, if I was the producer, I'd have been handing out some pink slips. So let's talk about the game itself. Messed up credits notwithstanding. Broken controls. Yeah, gotta have that. Annoying musical loop. So it's like the same loop of music that plays through the whole game and it never changes. That's not something I'd be excited about either. Stand on your feet, stupid robot. Robots are going to take over the world. Can't even stand up. Much like the Anastasia musical where they misspelled Dimitri's name. Well, that's a bummer. So let's see. Very ugly graphics, which we colored, represented by our cardboard meat boy here. Also, no multiplayer, and very poor AI. Yes, I remember there being a big kerfuffle over the argument of, is Anastasia a Disney princess now? And some people were like, yes, and other people were like, no! And Come on. Burn up. Wow, this thing's tough. It won't. Go away! You're on the yes side? Okay. I know how to get rid of you. I know how to clear the whole screen. Hasta la vista, baby. Nothing stops the mini nuke. It's like the Fat Man from Fallout. So now we're up to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Hoo-hoo. So let's see. Let's have the celebration bus, since the whole thing is... She, like, fights vampires and goes to school and crap like that. What else do we want to have? Ba-dip. I don't know why this game never got a sequel with, like, bigger and better lists of things, and it would have been awesome. Well, he's dressed sort of like how your stereotypical vampire would be, all prim and proper and trying to... I'm sure howling wolves. Technically it's a howling coyote, but we'll overlook that. And I guess that's enough. Here, let's get some musical notes. Since apparently this game had some abysmal music. Oh, well, maybe not abysmal. The notes I had said that it was very drab, as in very uninspired and unexciting. Also, very one-dimensional gameplay. Apparently, each level has exactly one vampire in it and, like, no other non-vampire enemies. So you run around, like, just, I guess, trying to get to the vampire, and then you fight the vampire. It's like a watered-down version of Shadow of the Colossus, where it's just nothing but boss fights, and otherwise you're just running around the map. Like Anastasia, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is now owned by Disney. Yep. Wonder if we'll get a new Buffy movie. Next game. Galaga, Destination Earth. So for a Galaga game, you already know we gotta have the rocket. Destination Earth, so let's have a globe. And let's have that. Bad controls. Alright, let's talk about this thing. Now, I mean, Galaga goes way back. In this game, though, apparently there's a previous game that had bonus stages. This game does not have any bonus stages, and that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Yep. Inferior graphic design, I'll bet. Very unchallenging gameplay and pitiful controls. I mean, you can't have pitiful controls in a shmup. It's all about control in that game. Control is like really just the only thing you really have. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, soaring through the sky, little Einsteins. I wonder if I can get it to spin hard enough that it, because it says it's a flaming globe. So I wonder if you can get it to spin hard enough that it catches on fire. I don't know. Maybe I'll mess with it another day. For now, let's just set it on fire. The globe represents the Earth. Since the title of the game was Destination Earth. Well, the subtitle of the game. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Next game on the list. Oh. Okay. You know what we need for a game like this? The Exterminator and our Tetrominoes. And let's see. Do we have anything that's close enough to a fox? I guess not. Either the cat. Yeah, let's just have the cat. For reasons that will be obvious once we use it. So, Titus. Mascot of the game company, Titus. Who is also responsible for the abomination that's Superman 64. And Kieran just commented that. Yes, company that made Superman 64. Ugh. So, this game suffered from extremely horrid music. Perfect. And extremely inferior level design. There we go. And it's actually, some people might not realize, this is a reskin of a different Titus game. Which Titus game, I did not happen to see, but apparently this game is another rehash. And they should be ashamed of themselves for it. And let's see, what else? Unremarkable level design, as displayed with our Tetris pieces, and very stiff animation. Burn, baby, burn. Oh yeah, let's get some of that flaming dookie on there. Take this, Titus. Take this flaming dookie. Alrighty. Okay, last games on the list. You have a twofer. Let's see. What do we want to use for this? These are supposed to be like arcade games that are like worthless. So let's get our greedy businessman since, well, we know. And yeah, let's use this again to show how dysfunctional they are. And let's see. Sure, sports ball and the playing cards. And blim 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 blim. And sure. Why not? So we have Microsoft's Pinball Arcade and Microsoft's The Best of Entertainment Pack. Exciting, I know. Right now, you're sitting there lamenting that you probably missed out on both of these on your Game Boy Color in your childhood. Well, let me tell you. Microsoft's Paintball Arcade suffered from extremely atrocious music. Very questionable coloration in the graphics. Everything in the game looked very oversaturated and was very unpleasant to look at. And let's see, poor controls and poorly programmed ball physics, represented by our bouncy ball here. For a pinball game, that's inexcusable. The ball physics should be like the thing that you focus. I just explained what the ball means, Kieran. Oh, destroyed. Actually, let's put it over here. As I was saying, like, the ball physics for a pinball game should be the one thing you focus the most on. I think. I'm not an expert on pinball games or game design, but in my head, I've played a few pinball games in my day, both in video games and actual pinball arcade machines with, you know, the flipper buttons and all that. And it seems to me like the ball physics should be like the one big thing you should focus on. And let's see. Oh, and here's something else that's fun. The sound effects interrupt the music. Could you imagine trying to listen to, like, the Super Mario Brothers theme, but every time there's any sound effect, whether it's stomping on a Goomba, getting a coin, getting a mushroom, getting a fire flower, or jumping, it interrupts the music. Dun 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 boing dun 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 whoop boing dun dun. Oh, I'd lose my mind. I'd probably turn the game off in 5 minutes. Because, you know, that won't get annoying. So let's talk about the other one. Microsoft's other winner over here. Apparently this is also an updated version of a previous game. But apparently this Best of Entertainment pack has less variety than the previous game. So I don't know if it's a case of the previous game had a lot more games in it, and so Microsoft decided to re-release it, another version with just the best games out of the original set of games. But that seems like a really crummy thing because I don't know. It's almost like it's like a shovelware cash-in. Oh, you like. These are like the top 5, I don't know how many games, but top 5 or 10 games from the original version. Here, just have the good games and buy this again, as if you didn't already own the frickin' previous version. And much of the game is actually lacking in sound effects. But it also has droning, repetitive music. So I don't know which one's worse. A game that has no sound effects with really bad music, or a game where the sound effects interrupt the music. Pick your poison. Burn, baby, burn. You're not burning fast enough. I want that pixelated green fire to... There we go. Ha! Internet pop-ups. That represents the Microsoft part. Of course, Microsoft wasn't the only one, but, you know, that's one of the main things that I remember the internet from the 90s, because we had a Windows computer. I first accessed the internet on a computer that was running Windows 3.1. A lot of people nowadays probably don't even know what that is. Probably the earliest version of Windows they remember is probably Windows 7 or Windows Vista. Anyway, that does it for that list. Next up in a few days is going to be Game Boy Advance games. So look forward to that. Hopefully this game barbecue was to your liking. And we have a lot more on the horizon after that. Because, let's face it, burning stuff we hate never gets old. So I'm going to go have me some lunch now, and then I'll be live on Twitch around 2 p.m. So look forward to that. For now, I hope everybody has a good day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is where you are. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all in the next one.